Could you briefly introduce yourself and your role in short drama industry?
I'm the CEO of AR Asia Productions, and I've been in the industry actually for more than 20 years. Previously, I was in CJE&M and Paramount International, and about 4 years ago, I started my company representing different studios in the region. And 3 years ago, we got into microdrama. We started representing different apps and studios, and until late last year, we actually signed an exclusive representation deal for Real Short, Asia Pacific.
How
Yeah.
did you get into the short drama industry?
It's actually one of our partner, Jonathan Spink. He was the former CEO of HBO. He got us into it. He think that this is something very exciting in China. We have to take a look at it. We start talking to one of the app and start doing, work for them, representing them.
What kind of things did you see when you realized or decided to tap into this area?
Anybody who started watching the microdrama, they probably think it's cheap in production. And especially we distribute a lot of long form drama. Initially, you probably think, oh, it's nothing compared to a long form drama. But once we actually dive into the business of microdrama, it's very short monetization. You actually get the feedback. And the interesting thing is big studios, they take years to gain the experience, but because microdrama is very short, it iterate a lot. So platforms and producers, they learn about the customer feedback instantly. And I find it grows very fast and the market is booming. So that's why we continue to do what we did. So we've been since then, we've been like, do in the microdrama field for more than 3 years.
Why do you think Chinese short drama have been able to achieve such a successful breakthrough in both Asia and global markets?
This is a great question. A lot of people think that, okay, it started in China, and I read your book as well, Maggie, during the COVID, from, web novels to Douyin, and microdrama is kind of like a cross between, I think that is the DNA. I think that is the DNA. And I think the explosive growth really, it has to come up with localization and how do you sort of adapt the right format. I mean, case in point, I mean, I know globally how it just explode. I mean, recently I think Real Short actually, adapt one of the show called Step Aside, Move Aside, I'm the Final Boss. It's a Chinese IP, but they were able to actually adapt it to the taste of the Western audience. In US and in Europe, it did very, very well in terms of numbers. And then it managed to hit more than 300 million views. So how to translate the IP and produce locally to cater to different audience is very, very important to lead to the explosive growth.
I'm just curious, how do they keep the IP and do the adaptation?
Yeah, it's very good. So I asked the same, I asked Joey the same questions. Originally, I saw the show in US. I thought it's a US show. He said, no, 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 no. This is like a Chinese IP. So they show me the Chinese IP. And the way they did it is very interesting because they create the character, recreate the character to adapt. It's basically a story about a retired officers that got dumped by the girlfriend and basically, marry a successful, high risk, billionaire. So they actually instead of just 小笼包 to hamburger, they actually adapted to cater to the taste of Western audience. So it's a naval officer. Everything makes you feel that it's different, but I think ultimately the microdrama is pretty straightforward story. That's why it's amazing for them, easier for them to adapt. And then a lot of whether it's a character, whether it's the style that can resonate with the audience, they grasp it very well, and they consistently, the studio, Crazy Maple Studio, consistently actually did a fantastic job. That's I think the more you do, like Joey said, the more you fail. The more you learn, and they have been, producing hundreds of the shows, and that's why I think they have a lot of learning from that.
You just mentioned about what they changed in the main character. What do they keep for this microdrama? Step aside the final boss.
I think initially they told me it's catered to the tier two cities in China. is a very male focus. So, rather than rom-com is very different. They feel, the guys actually feel under power. So I think this is something for them to 爽剧, make them feel good. I mean, retired naval officer got dumped by the girlfriend and marry a rich woman, right? So it's fantasy, but a little bit, for the male. They build up the characters in US. It's a very handsome military naval guy come back in terms of the emotions, everything. Actually, it's quite westernized. Rather, because I remember I was reading the Chinese script, and it's the concept is the same, but when you look at the Chinese script and the US show, it's quite different. So they did quite a bit in changing the cast, the environment, the characters, adaptation to cater to the local taste.
Why do you think American audience will resonate with this new character? I mean, married to a rich woman and being powerful. Because I'm just curious. I can't stand they resonate with a retired Navy. But for marrying a powerful woman, rich woman, why they can resonate for this setting?
I think actually is pretty, they're still maintaining the 爽剧. Of a group of people also have the same situation, the military guys, and then they are feeling unempowered. And then I think suddenly they gain some power in that. And then I think, as usual, right, 爽剧, there is no logic or science, right? So I think they feel maybe they pick up. I learned from Joey, it's all about the emotion, right? So it's all about the emotion spikes that actually sustain, the retention. I think, that's why, they're doing so well in terms of retention. I saw one of the articles that you share in terms of daily minutes. I think this is something that they did very, very well to make sure that the emotion continuously flow and attract traffic and sustain audience.
Speaking of the emotion, what do you think? How do you define short drama, and what do you think that's the essence or core of short drama?
I think it's very different from TikTok and even short video in the sense that it has pace and it has plots, and furthermore, it has the intensity of emotion that completely will drive traffic, will monetize, sustain audience. That's basically the essence of microdrama. But I think the production logistic is completely different from long form. But that's another issue. But I think in short, it has pace and it has plots, which is very different from Douyin and all the short drama already.
So pace and plot are the essence, you think?
And the emotional intensity, the emotional value, it's the most important thing.
With your extensive experience in traditional drama distribution, do you think there is a difference when it comes to distributing short drama compared to traditional long form dramas?
Yeah, it's a long learning curve because for traditional long form drama, you're looking at, for example, we're still distributing C drama. You're looking at the cast, you're looking at the budget. The budget is 350 million. Okay, there's something to shout about. You have big cast, something to shout about. And also from the big studio. Okay, these are because people like to buy things from really credible studio. Now for short drama, we don't have very big cast. The budget is usually not big, two to 300,000, for overseas microdrama. So what we need to do actually also, our partner, when we come to distribution, for example, our partner really wants to, we can't count on us on, okay, what are the best studios for this kind of genre? What are, it's harder, for us to actually find things for them, for a particular genre. Is it the rom-com, which is the best studio? And then we always turn into studios that continuously actually have a good track record.
That the clients want to see the data, the performance.
Yes, you're right. You're right. So, before okay, I'll walk you through. Before we present it to the clients, different titles, you have genres, you don't have stars, but you will have different genres and the views, right? And sometimes it's the, 红果, what's the view, video view. And when they look at different things, and now it's even easier when you go to different studios that own the apps. They actually have the global views. For example, a lot of the big shows on Real Short is on 200 to 300 million views, which to a certain extent it's humongous. And then so it helps them to have a sense of, okay, this is a good studio that we should work for, because ultimately they're also buying, because our business model only not only sell the content now, we also have different partnership to sell future slate. So it's important for them to be very confident with the studio.
Didn't get that part. So which means they will invest or kind of pre-sell for those future short dramas, right?
So the way that we do, and I think I'm answering your next question, is that we don't only
Oh,
sell syndication. So what AR is doing for Real Short currently, we also building different partnership with telcos and OTT platforms. We don't only just sell, okay, syndicate what I have right now, but I think the integrate, the Real Short into the different ecosystem of the platforms. So it's a more sort of steady, sustainable model that also the platform doesn't have to go and okay, go after different, buy 50 titles and then buy to 50 titles. That will be able to actually supply them. We also do original co-production together to build a sustainable model, which is very exciting.
can you tell me more about the co-production model?
Yeah. So currently, the Chinese microdrama in China is 1.0, and then we sell the Chinese microdrama to Southeast Asia, let's say 2.0. You sell them. They liked it. They internalize it and co-produce with you. And then and an interesting thing is, because of the capability of the microdrama studios and the app, they can actually help local platforms to co-produce together. So this is what we do as well. For example, we will take very successful, like Step Aside, I'm the final boss, right? This Move Aside, I'm the final boss. This particular IP, we will bring it to Indonesia to work with local production, local platforms to co-produce an Indonesian version or a Thai version.
Have you produced one already for the localized IP?
There are many localized IP. I think you asked for one of the show. We're in the process of actually finalizing slates. Usually what we do, we don't only do one or two shows. We work with platforms. The platforms will take our content. We share the knowledge as a partnership. So and also we want to make sure that we find the right partners, not just air our content, but together we can build a business of microdrama locally, whether it's in Thailand, Indonesia, or even Korea.
Let's pause for a second. China is about 3 years ahead of overseas markets. What is happening in China will likely happen overseas. That is why I wrote Future Playbook, China's short drama ecosystem and insights for global business. If you want to tap into microdrama industry, start there. Now let's continue.
I'm just curious what's the process of your co-produce? For example, you just give them the IP and then their writer do the writing, or what's the process?
I think this is great, because I think we have, to tell you the truth, we're told that in places like Korea, even the long form studios have a lot of issues doing the microdrama. You think that big studios can do it, but then it's not so easy to get the pace, to get the plot, to get the 爽点, right? So what we do is actually other than just giving them the IP, we also actually support them with a commissioner, like producer. The producer will actually go and co-produce with them. So basically, it's a co-production rather than just, okay, I will just license. So that's why it's important to work with the right partner, that we're confident that together we can produce the show. And it's good for Real Short as well, because I think they have enormous library. And also, the next step really is to localize a lot of the IP to make it furthermore, the final step, make it more relevant so that more people can watch.
Can you give me concrete example. Let's say a
Yeah.
show and how it's localized, which part your partner changed to localize it, and
Mm.
how you produce the localized one.
To be honest with you, shooting, production shooting, it's very systematic. It's the same. I think the most important thing is the script, basically. So it's the script adaptation part that a lot of the partners need help. And then we believe, let's say we do 10 shows together, if we hold hands with them for 1 or 2 shows, they get the gist of it. And then the teams will continue to support each other in terms of, okay, this is the localized adaptation version. And then our partner will take a look at it and see if this is okay. If it's not okay, they will actually ask them to rewrite, revise. So I think then it's faster for the local partner to say, okay, we made a mistake. We put too, usually they put too much meat on the plate, basically. So how do we simplify it?
Still the question, how do you hold hand in hand to help them?
Yeah, I mean, like it's mostly on the script because usually for the local partner, they know what story works for them, but the pace and also in terms of in terms the really, the rhythm, the script is the one that they do. And then in terms of shooting, you have to be present into the location on location in terms of cinematography, the DOP, for example, they will advise, in terms of the camera, because like, the verticals and the horizontal is completely different, right? Horizontal, you have to look at the whole spectrum, but vertical is really, really limited in terms of scene. You don't have as much scene, as horizontal. And we feel that a lot of the long form producers, they're adapting and adjusting. I was just on, a call with one of the Hong Kong movie executive producer, and then she was telling me a story which is very interesting. I think it has potential for a microdrama, but she was so shocked when I told him about the cost. But then I walk it through with her. We don't need this. We don't need this. And then she's, oh, okay, okay. So I think it's fantastic that more people are producing and then there are more learning. I think it's just the beginning, actually, for Southeast Asia, localizing microdrama.
Let's say you provide the script to them, and what kind of mistakes they commonly will make. For example, they when they
Mm.
localize, what kind of mistakes they will make.
This is basically what I heard from the producer, that usually the pace, they don't have the proper cliffhanger, every 1.5 minute. And then also the local characters, they are not, it's not the same gist. The gist of the story, basically. It's the gist of the story, what makes the story works. And then also the spending, the budget. I think, in Southeast Asia, the budget is relatively low compared to other countries. So I think it's really about the culturally how they produce it. And I think I even see some of the apps and studios, they will rather just shot the show locally and take it back to China for post-production, just to make sure. I mean, so they're taking baby step to make sure that it has the microdrama and it's locally produced, but at the same time, on the post side, I see a lot of the apps are actually taking back to China to do it until they feel comfortable, because post is very important, right? In terms of the pace of the story.
I'm still curious. Let's say you have the script already. It's the English version of the
Mm,
script, and you
yeah.
give it to the local writer to kind of do the adaptation. Why they made
Mm.
mistakes on pacing? Because they don't change much of the script, right?
Yes, but so I think it's important to align with the original, the Western scripts, or even, originally it's in Chinese. But I think, we feel that in Southeast Asia, we've seen many shows that they've done. We the pacing, it's still not as
No.
fantastic yet, many of them. So I think it's getting much better, but I think this is the year that you will see a lot more localization production. Then hopefully we'll see more exciting blockbuster coming up, but we've yet to see something exciting.
Are you seeing any original short dramas in Asia?
Yeah, many. Actually, I think not many. I think not many platform produce it, but I'm very happy to share for example, video from Indonesia. They used to have an original, call, they work with a long form director, and then they produce a few, a microdrama. That's very good quality. Yeah. So I think it's great to see people start making it. And then because once you start making it, then you can iterate and make it better and better.
I know AI motion comics are booming in China. And do you have any plans to distribute or produce AI generated short dramas?
I mean, it's very popular in China. I think, however, the audience they're after are really the comic lovers or animation lovers. So we actually have clients who are interested to take those, and then we actually have inventory. I mean, whether it's real short, and we actually do have requests, but I think in terms of blockbuster, we have yet to see because I look at animation comics, right? I know it's very cheap to produce in and 1/10 of the price, but I think we've yet to see a blockbuster. It's doing very well in China, but I hope that what happens in China will translate to the rest of the world. But we have yet to see. We have yet to see. But in terms of AI, it really facilitates production in many sense. Whether it's the AI comic, but we know the AI has been facilitating in terms of script, in terms of even production. But I think, we've yet to see, I won't say that it's a facilitator only, but I think I've yet to see a microdrama that has mega hits that is based on AI. I hope that, we'll see it soon.
But AI motion comics not only for young people or those who like comics anymore. Here,
Yeah.
we're gonna replace some low production quality micro dramas in China.
Yes, I understand. And then I think it's particularly good for platforms. They don't have huge budget as well, to maintain the consistency of the
I
content.
think there will be a lot of micro drama exporting overseas globally from Chinese
Mm.
market. How do you view the impact of AI? As I know you mentioned a little bit about it.
As I mentioned to you, it facilitates a lot in terms of production, whether it is pre-production in terms of scripts and post-production. It makes the production process more seamless. But in the end, I understand that the production of a microdrama is very different from long form. Ultimately, it's still the emotion, the stories, and the team that produce it. We participate with different. I mean, after we actually start working with Real Short, then I understand what it takes in terms of the IP, how much the effort they have put in, how, for example, how they started the different genre together. It's really more than AI. And then again, I've been searching, various apps. It's hard to go to the 200 to 300 million views with an AI produced. I've yet to find a micro drama. I've yet to find the double lives of a billionaire husband kind of rating views from an AI produce. So actually, there is value for non-AI, but I'm sure that as AI actually improves, double every 3 months, you never know, right?
As a passionate media professional who has attended various international forums and exhibitions worldwide, what trends and changes have you personally observed in the development of short drama industry?
I think you just mentioned something really, the short drama, micro comics, it's one. And I think to be honest with you, I'm still very excited about microdrama because not only of this genre, the fact that it kind of democratized watching scripted short drama, on phone, for a lot of people, and then and focused on, the non-prime time, which is exciting because we're just most of the time, right? So I think you're going to see a lot of major studios jumping into co-production. Whether it's Fox or Netflix, and also in Asia, we are also discussing with the major studios on it. So as more people producing, using more genre, more sophisticated production, other than just like a few genre, more than just rom-com. It's going to be exciting times. I think already a lot of big IP deals done. I think the latest one, Bound by Honor, from Real Short, is actually based on a bestseller. So what happened is it just after released, the book actually went back on the number one bestseller. So I think this is great because it just opened the door for a lot of writer, IP holders. We are also speaking to a lot of people back into the industry, so when they are more sort of open. So I think the more genre, the more popularity of the microdrama and localization that we mentioned as well. As people are more sort of used to the microdrama, they wanted to localize it to go to the last mile to cater to the taste.
How those TV stations or big players, how they treat microdrama, how they see microdrama.
I mean, you asked the right question because I think initially because they've been doing long form. The problem is when you're doing something completely different, it's harder for you to accept something new. Where else, if you are not doing the long form, you probably will just picked up microdrama right away. But I think, if you look at the latest figures, I think other than the figures that you show of the daily minutes, I think we pick up from Sensor Tower the past 12 months, microdrama actually, in terms of in-app purchase and download, actually has a bigger traction than OTT platform. So a lot, I mean, if you were at Netflix or Amazon and Warner, right? So they see that. So they that's why you see a lot of the studio deals coming to co-produce microdrama to air on the microdrama platform. And it's very exciting. I mean, we are seeing a lot of reality show happening, studios participating, branded content. Have you seen the Crocs show on Real Short? So it's a first one. And then I think there are more coming up. So the branded content scene is great for the advertiser as well.
Yeah, I think I've read the news about the branded microdrama in real short.
It's called Charming to You. It inspired me because at the beginning I thought, oh, it's just PPL because I used to do a lot of branded content, but I think it's using the charm of the crops to communicate. Like it's a five episode branded content. It's a harmless but very sweet, and how people fall in love with communicating using the charm on the crocs, but it's a different way of doing it. And it's something that I told Joey we have to bring it to Asia. We have to do more of that. And then if you look at all the genre, whether it's beauty product, whether it's L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, or different types, microdrama is actually perfect. It's actually perfect for a lot of these company. And in addition to long form studios, they might be actually great investor for the ecosystem. So I'm relatively more optimistic about the future of the industry.
Branded short drama is also very popular in China. A lot of the
Yeah.
local brands and international brands as well. We've seen McDonald's have done branded short drama
Yes.
and Starbucks. And besides a lot of the makeup local brands, they also do branded short drama. Have you seen anything trending in the tourism microdrama?
We currently have a project. We cannot disclose it right now, but I think we are currently pitching, quite a big tourism board in Middle East on the first microdrama show. So let's see. I'll update you. It is a tourism board. Yes.
That's interesting, very popular in China. It's funded by local tourism department because it's popular genre or popular storytelling format. So that's why they're testing some new storytelling format.
Exactly. And then it's in a minute and a half. You can do different types of cut down. You can produce different types of inventory, which is perfect, actually.
What do you think are the challenges or maybe advantages female professionals and entrepreneurs face in short drama industry?
Can I take advantages?
Yeah.
Because look, currently a lot of the genres, a lot of the genres of the microdrama is still woman focused. I feel I'm one of the consumer of the microdrama, and I find it's quite interesting because we'll be able to sell and talk about things that relates to us as women. And I think that is the benefit. And then there are a lot of women in the industry like yourself, good woman entrepreneur. And then through microdrama, I'm able to actually meet up with really good people. So I think it's a benefit for me.
I mentioned about the scripts or female characters because you mentioned about your audience as well. Are there any ways to improve in the woman character or female lead in a short drama?
I don't know because I'm not the perfect producer. I'm not as experienced as you do. You're right. I mean, like I'm not very young, so I would like to see something resonate with more sort of mature women demographics rather than because I think a woman desire more than just good-looking guys feel in love and happy. There are more sort of emotional satisfaction that can be explored. I mean, even sports. I mean, for some reason, I know men they like superhero, right? But why not a super? I mean, like I saw, for example, American Sniper is a man superhero, and then Real Shot is a new version for women. But I think I would love to see more sort of athletic superhero for women. Yeah, some more woman character that has superhero. And I think for the modern woman, I think that is more preferred than because as we there are different types of women watching microdrama instead of just housewife, right? So I look forward to see those characters.
Stronger female character.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I interviewed many American creators or critics, short drama critics, they want some stronger women, more independent women. How do you see the future of short drama?
I think I've already, kind of told you that the combination, I mean, I think people keep coming to me and ask me one question. How long you think this will last? How long this will last? I mean, whether is platform CEO or programmer or producer, right? I always tell them, actually, this is just a start. So I think I'm very hopeful. I think this is just a start. There's a lot of learning for AR, our partners, and we look forward to growing with them and to build more microdrama.
I think short drama just the format, the storytelling format.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it will exist for sure. But for those apps, are they gonna exist? Not sure. Maybe they will become something else. Like,
Very good question. Very good question. I think one of the reasons why we've actually pivot towards the end of last year, we have seen the figures of multiple apps. If you look at the figures of the apps 2 years ago, from Sensor Tower to the figures that you've seen recently, many of the top five app, with the exception of Real Short Drama Box, that really, really top one, that you lost track already, right? It's a very risky business, I would say. You have to put in a lot in marketing, but at the same time, you have to consistently produce good quality shows and have a great B2B B2C model. But and so we feel that's the reason why we decided to work with one partner rather than multiple partner. Because we also, like you say, we don't think many of the apps that we've known now actually will survive. But I think the big apps will only grow bigger and bigger. So I think you're gonna see, the Netflix, Amazon, and Disney of the shorts very soon.
yeah, also because TikTok just launched an app called Pine Drama. It will copy the
Yes.
same, yeah, it will copy the same business model in China called Hongguo. So it's
Mm,
well, Pine Drama currently is still a ad-free drama, but I think eventually it will copy the same pattern of Hongguo. It will just
mm.
watch a few episodes, they will have an ad. We click the ad and redirect you into TikTok where you can purchase. So it closed the loop of the ecosystem in TikTok. American audience, or they can watch microdrama for free. It's even harder for smaller apps to survive and
Yes, yes,
migrate.
you're right. So this is a great question. I think that's why brand building, quality content and title, I mean, apps that actually or studios that can produce shows that can differentiate themselves actually will win.
And also with AI, where I think AI
Yeah,
with those AI motion comics, it will be more cheaper to make microdramas, maybe allowing
yeah.
those everyday people to write and produce microdramas.
Yeah, maybe that would be a platform, like a UGC platform of microdrama. Maybe, maybe the industry will be completely different, right?
But the
Yeah.
storytelling will exist.